We were the anti-nuclear capital of the world. I was an autistic kid. My father was a drafted United States Marine, an incredible man. I come from an incredible family. My uncle stood on Omaha Beach on D-Day. I grew up on a huge ranch out by the lake. He was a beautiful, incredible person. He was at Pendleton, combat ready, and they were human guinea pig. They were marched into the trenches in Nevada. They're called atomic veterans. He nearly died at the blast. Between 1951 and 1968, we had 300 open-air tests. Well, as different scientists started to write about this, Wallace Stegner was at the University of Utah at the time. I got to know him. Edward Abbey was hanging around there. I got to know him. I got to know all these environmentalists, and I was an environmentalist, and it was a passionate, intense subject matter there.
All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. They'll be calling you a radical. Bloomgate, 311, whatever you want to call it. I call it Pacific genocide, whatever. It's fucking giant conspiratorial across all demographics. All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. They'll be calling you a radical. All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. Bloomgate, 311, whatever you want to call it. I call it Pacific genocide, whatever. It's fucking giant conspiratorial across all demographics. They'll be calling you a radical. May God have mercy on all of your souls.
Nuclear power was evolving. We were promised, oh, this can't happen.
Well, good morning. Time to come out of your dogma snuggies, and everybody's in one. It's a lot to talk about today. We have a lot of stuff that, I'm going to talk about the Byron Nuclear Facility in Illinois, which our grassroots armies is giving reports that there's a possible, maybe, I don't know what to call it, problem there, like at San Onofre. And I want people to understand, at these nuclear generators, you think, oh, no, we're looking for confirmation. You're never going to get confirmation. There was an accident exactly 3 years ago in San Onofre at the reactor. It was reported to me while I was in critical condition at the bone marrow transplant, leaking to me. Why was stuff being leaked to me? 30,000 views a day on YouTube. I was the only one reporting this in such an intense value. The entire world anti-nuclear community rallied around me because they knew. The people that know. We got some huge news going on, some great news. We have an incredible activist in Finland. An amazing actor. He's been on an island. I mean, this guy has been battling this by himself. This is a lonely, lonely battle. You don't think one person can matter in a community. You know nothing. Arriva, which is 80% owned by the French government, the stock is being pummeled, annihilated as of right now. Good. Why? Finland's talking about backing out. Because they see the writing on the wall, the corruption. Solar has not going to take the field. Solar took the field. Solar has taken the field. And if you don't believe me, you know nothing. Go to Southern California. Consumption is down, some reports up to 60% in the last 10, 15 years. I mean, and it's exponential going on right now. Technology. Solar's taken the desert in the Mojave. And I think this is so important of those mooching, pedophile, scum, that Bundy clan and freaking down there, which they all should be hung. Pedophile, Warren Jeffs scum, protected by the Utah State Supreme Court. Do not kid yourself. Utah Supreme Court as corrupt as it gets. The Mormon Church tied in with the most evil powers on earth. Oh, big time. They're unraveling. They overturned the Warren Jeffs convictions. Hold it right there at Cottonwood, in his charter school. You get. I love how people want to talk about these Muslim, whatever they call them, schools. What about these schools right here in Utah? These Christian Crusaders, these evangelical schools. Let's see, holding down 12-year-olds while the other women rape her. He was convicted. The only reason he was convicted was because political aspirations by Utah is the white horse prophecy. What a joke that is. They all run for president, even down to that lunatic, Rocky Anderson. I mean, how can a guy... I mean, think about John Huntsman. I mean, you're getting less than 1%, and you're still going to run for it. I mean, because it's their arrogance. They think it's divine intervention, and they think God's on their side. God ain't on their side. They're devils in hairspray. The Bundy clan down there, mooching over $3 million, using welfare at every chance they can get, raping children, ranging cattle in Bunkerville, in Mesquite, Nevada, where the nuclear waste from the Nevada test site is dumped there. We have a freelancer down there who's long before the Bundy clan. He's very autistic, by the way. I speak to his mom. He's a very troubled young man. Genius. Autistic people are geniuses. IQ's off the hat. It's communications. Thus the broken language, thus the mind racing, trying to get it out. He's been working with me for decades. Photographs, everything that's dumped out there. We all know this. I know this. Why do you think they can't free range? And what were they going to put there? A solar farm. That's what should be. By the way, have you been through the Mojave and seen the new solar farm down there that went online Valentine's Day last year to Southern California? You know how much energy it's producing? The lies of nuclear. The lies. Here is the basic fundamental lie. The greatest lie. And it blows my mind how everybody isn't just going crazy about this. Japan, as an activist, we've been going crazy about it for years. Build nuclear reactors on earthquakes. Fukushima wasn't a matter if, it was when. Just like California, it's not a matter if, it's when. Just like the United States, if, when. Major nuclear disasters. Logic. 48 reactors, which there's really 56, by the way. That's my word. Just like everybody used to argue with me, I go on my number 252 in the United States. That's my own personal data that took me decades to come up with that number. 104 reactors? Oh, no. Many more than that. Secret ones are all over the place. Oregon State has one. Utah has one. There's one out behind my house. They're MOX-fueled reactors. They're secret. All kinds of games being played over. Those reactors in Japan have been offline for nearly 4 years. They said it made up 62% of the grid. They would have no electricity. The country would absolutely be desecrated over no electricity, no nothing. Not one single. How is that possible? How is that possible? It's not possible. But it just proves fraud, malice, the lies of the new. It doesn't make up any. They're cash cows. The technology raced past them a long time ago. It's to prop up uranium prices. We don't even use the uranium. Yet the companies will go public and they'll sell their uranium to the United States. Price Anderson. There's no market for uranium because these freaking reactors are backing out left and right. Finland's backing out. Ariva's going belly up. And those French fucks kiss my ass. This dude Ronard or what are these shills? And these shills in Canada that tried to tee me up. It was a group. We know they work for Edelman. We know exactly who. The whole group up there in Canada that's been attacking and going, we know they work right for Edelman. The PR firm hired by the nuclear industry to go after me, to go after lots of us, anybody, go after any of us that are freaking fighting this nuclear cartel. It's been proven. We have screenshots. We have an arm. You wouldn't, but what? Wait till I'll get a book out. It'll blow your mind, these rats, what they go to. They try to troll me. By the way, before I go on and before I forget, the Apple stock is being manipulated in an incredible way by the computer algorithm. We know this factually. The FCC has been alerted multiple times. They will do nothing. 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 Free market fairy tales, that's the way we like it. Range those cattle out there and go into the market as organic beef. When they're swept by the water, by the way, the cows that are in the Energy Solutions dump site that I got kicked out, they're back. Relatives of the bunny, oh yes. Look, I grew up on one of the biggest Mormon cattle ranches in the fucking country. Well, the biggest one. My grandpa, those guys, they were the real deal. The biggest component to the cattle industry is feed. Range. I mean, the fight for free range has been going. They're mooches. These other ranchers have to pay. You do everything responsible and do things right. You're paying your lease. Those leases cost a lot of money. A lot of money. Cheating the taxpayer, cheating it. Oh, God, the federal government. Yeah, okay. I love you fuckers, you pieces of fucking dog shit that badmouth the federal fucking government in that way. Yeah, there's a lot of cops around. Yet most of you work for the federal government. And then you're all gung-ho about the cops and their military industrialized for all federal government. I mean, you just pick and choose. These welfare pedophilia mooches that you support, you make me sick. Remember, I was married to a girl out of the FLDS. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. For a long time. Oh, do I know what goes on inside there. They're fucking pure fucking rapists, pedophiles. Which leads me to the story about Da Vinci. There's a story coming out, this writer, coming out talking about Da Vinci now mother was a Chinese slave. Well, number one, she was not Chinese. Was she from the Hong Kong region? Yes. I mean, it kills me, common knowledge. Was she a slave? Absolutely. We know. I mean, it's like this is new knowledge. It's like, it amazes me how people like Jesse Ventura, how these people will go into very common knowledge. Everybody fucking knows that Da Vinci's mother was a fucking slave from the fucking Hong Kong. Everybody fucking knows that. You know, and it's like Giacomo. Everybody knows he was a pedophile. I mean, Giacomo, how old was Giacomo when he moved in with saving his whole life? Da Vinci's own words. He's a thief, he's but, God, that's really a tough one to fucking figure. It's common fucking knowledge among academia, among anybody in United States taught in fucking 6th, 7th, 8th grade, 5th grade. I always go back to Jesse Ventura, and a lot of these people, the conspiracy thing, it is amazing how you people will see something that you should have learned in the 3rd, 4th, 5th grade. Very, very common knowledge. But everybody knows. Well, we thought everybody. Just a dummied out pop. I always go back. And, you know, don't get me wrong, I like Jesse, but come on. I mean, my guess, well, he's on Larry King. You know, Larry, this wasn't that long ago. You know, Larry, I just found this out. When they tried to kill President Lincoln, they tried to kill the Secretary of State and the Vice President. It was a conspiracy. And Booth had a whole group. And Larry's looking at him like, you stupid motherfucker. Did you skip 3rd grade? The whole world knows that. That's what we're up against. We got an American populace that is so ignorant it is unbelievable. I could prove it. I did prove it in my PhD. Thus, post-ignorance. Walk around. I want you to just walk around. Go up to first say, and this is that's been asked. These are questions that cannot be logically figured out. They're common knowledge. Just go around what? Maybe 2 Supreme Court justices. You know, take out a map, show them the United States, tell them blank with this state in it, tell them to identify Kentucky or Virginia or California. You know, take a map of Europe and the Middle East, say, hey, show me Saudi Arabia. What was Saudi Arabia called before the Saudi royal family? Just these common knowledge things. My big ones, name the 3 branches of government. It's taught heavily in 4th and 5th grade. No one knows. It's absolutely pathetic. When Congress is pathetic, it is representative of government. I'll never forget with Move On, and I'm not a big fan of MoveOn.com, but when they did their study, when they went up to all the members of Congress, 400 plus some odd, and asked them on a map, this is when we're bombing the fuck out of Iraq. Show me Iraq. Couldn't do it. My favorite one is what's his name on YouTube that goes around and he walks around and he has a map and he shows Australia and he calls it Fufukistan or some crazy big long name. And he lays it out to people all over America. And he says, I'm the president of so-and-so and we have some people that want to do harm to America inside. It's a small cell and they're just thinking about doing it. They're thinking about doing it. Should we nuke the country? And everybody, yeah. And people come up, oh yeah, I've seen you on TV. And the guy, all made up. It's pathetic. America is the most ignorant populace of human beings in history. I mean, I had a woman actually tell me, I always thought that people were not as smart freaking ears. What? Talk about this is the dumbest people in the history of mankind. Just the way they wanted it. They've always tried that pay the dragon slayer. Keep your populace dummied down. Keep them overworked. That's a feudal system. That's what the feudals do. It's a very simple concept, very logical. Use slaves, hungry slaves, import all your freaking goods and tell people to shop till you drop, shop, never stop. Consume America. It's a pathetic populace. It's a simple concept. We gutted the education system in the 80s. Gutted it. In Utah, 98% of teachers are women. Now, by the way, I'll be in the Bone Marrow Transplant Center today at LDS. I'm in there. I'm going to get drilled today. It's my day. I invite people all the time. There ain't nobody going to go, because people they can't handle the freaking reality. Just like, oh, we love them when you got they talk shit. Oh, we're going to do this, and nobody does shit. Nobody. And I've learned this. It's like the Fukushima hounds. 90%, now there's a couple good ones, 90% of them are Chihuahuas. They can do shit. When this group of cabal in Canada started attacking Dana and I, tried to tee Dana and I up with a boat, with some money, with a bunch of other shit. And by the way, incredible lies. And the whole group cabal, this DOTS, this freaking CLAD, this whole group of these guys. Right? I didn't see the Chihuahuas doing anything. I mean, breaking laws or whatever. I've come to realize I'm on my own. I know that. But they better get up awful fucking early in the morning. They want to come get me. Because I'll tell you what, the angels, they watch out over me. You will never take the light from me. Bring it on. Bring it on. I know what I'm doing. I've had a lot of years of experience as an anti-nuclear activist, as a human rights activist. I've been fighting this since I was a boy. I've been tried to tee up by much bigger fish than them. I was on Wall Street for a lot of years. A lot of years. But some of the most corrupt, evil, cheating, lying, thieving. I mean, you think the NBA's got gold diggers. You don't know nothing. You know, there was many females back in those days say, oh, my God, I remember what's-her-name's mom coming to me. She says, that's the biggest gold digger thief female. She's right, and she run into you. Oh, did she meet her match with you? I've been on to them for decades. They will never get me. Never, never get me. Not even after I'm dead, they will never get me. Back to Byron in Illinois. Brad 5s are spiking all over. We have some activists up there. They're, you know, out there inside it, monitoring. There's something that's gone down there. Now, who's going to ever tell us? Now, at least in San Diego, we started leaking it back into different news agencies in San Diego. At least started reporting it. You go to in Chicago or you go here in Salt Lake. I've done it right here in Salt Lake over and over and over. I caught a hot reactor rolling right through East Lake in a residential neighborhood, video and all. Sent it to they don't care. They don't care. They don't care. Why? Because they think they're going to heaven and getting their 10 virgins and everybody else. They think this is a competition who gets into heaven. They're insane. They're fucking insane. The evangelicals completely insane. Rick Warner, fucking Joel Osteen, fucking Hag. Oh, I go on ever. Insane. You know, and there's another thing. There's a new story coming out about Lord Brown. By the way, I'll tell you the story over and over and over and over. In the 90s, when I'm on Wall Street, very, very, very successful. I was the #1 trader on the entire platform. I was an arbitrage derivatives specialist. I started trading cattle futures at 14 years old in the pits here. I'm so sophisticated about it, it's unbelievable. I can price options in my head on the fly. I'm on Wall Street. My friend's an oil analyst, by the way, who's an exec for Goldman Sachs now, who worked all his way up in that weasel. He's drank the Kool-Aid now, too. You know, used to be friends with our whole family, whatever. You know, I grew up with him. We've been friends with him. He thinks he's one of them. Me and him have it out all the time. And he's got one of those gold-digging fucking whore wives. She teed his dumb ass up, you know. Do not kid yourself. A lot of those people are there. Almost 99% are there via luck, timing. Especially, I mean, the likes of Kramer. I mean, he's pathetic. He got on Wall Street exactly in the early 80s. Anybody got in the early 80s, just wrote it up, rich by default. It's called the 401k. It's not based on performance, by the way. I was the #1 trader on the entire platform. Was I paid the most? Hell, no, not even close. Bloodlines? Oh, yeah. A club? Oh, yeah. Cheaters, liars, hairspray masquerade party on Balco. It's unbelievable how these people play. It is incredible how the American populace support the very poor, support the very... Get rid of Glass-Steagall. Get rid of free markets, the free markets. We love being abused. We love being robbed. You talk to people say, oh, Wall Street, yet they have a 401k. Where's the fucking fuel that burns the fire? It's amazing to me. They love to be abused. The American populace, get rid of all these regulations. I'm a free market. Fucking dumbest people in the history of humanity. I mean, even the people that are orchestrated laugh at them. Read McClellan's book if you don't believe me. Who's Scott McClellan, the press secretary under the Bush administration? Read it. He says, we used to sit around and make fun of them. We're gutting them. We're taking any protections that were ever built up for these people to protect them. Gutting them. Look what they did to the craftsmen in this country. A good skilled plaster, which I was. You know, I owned a stucco business for like $10,000. Guy should $60 an hour. That's what a guy should make. I remember people used to say, God, you guys make, some of you guys make more than freaking attorneys or, you know, some doctors. And I says, yeah, we should too. How skilled we are. Do you understand how craft and gutted it, gone. Fake rock stuck on, fake Chinese freaking sheetrock inside your house, molded up fucking pieces of shit. 30-year shingles that last fucking 5, woodpecker holes in your styrofoam fucking mansions, fake stucco, fake fucking Botox, fake breasts, fake everything. The fucking facade's burning down. If you don't believe the facade's burning down, look at the fucking participation rate. Look at the fucking Black Friday rate. They're off a cliff. American consumer's fucking done. They've run out of fuel. What do you think the 0% interest rate, the service-based economy, which is a usury-based economy? Buy here, pay here. You know, the only way you get a usury service-based economy that works is disposable income. They've done it through the 0% interest rate. They've run out of bullets. Alan Greenspan, the greatest terrorist in American history. He destroyed America. Absolutely destroyed it. Absolutely destroyed it. When he took the field, debt, we had no fucking debt. Zero. Inflation, no fucking inflation. A responsible Fed, absolute fucking responsible Fed. Remember fucking Volcker, remember Eccles, remember all these guys? Raise the rate, we're going to take the class, and we're fucking cutting inflation out. Protectionists on Balco, 400% tariffs at the rate, 91% tax rate on the fucking elites. And you'll hear the poorest, very poorest people say, oh, these guys went to college and they earned it. No, they didn't. I know these type of people. No, they were just handed on a fucking silver platter. Oh, yeah, Tim Cook earned his position through Apple. Oh, my God, it's amazing. It is amazing to me how fucking the poorest support the fucking richest. Back to nuclearism. Possible accident, Byron? Yes. Rad 5s, wind blowing. We got some freelancers over there that are working on this hard. The video today from the bone marrow transplant center down there today. I can't even get anybody to hold the camera down there for me because people can't handle the fucking reality. And I understand it's a tough fucking place in there. The toughest place in there. The toughest in the world. It's the most hardcore, emotional, enlightened place on earth. The tops of these bone marrow transplant centers. I mean, you'll feel emotions and see emotions in there that it's impossible for anybody to even relate with. It's that powerful in there. These are life and death situations. I don't know all these cure for cancer fuckers. These are fucking the most brutal cancers in the world. These are fucking AML, bone marrow, fucking blood cancers. Acute. I want people to understand. And another thing is the iodine tablets. Now, if you're in an acute situation, you get exposed, yeah, get some iodine tablets in it, and very acute. But if you're going to go on iodine tablet for a fucking extended period of time to battle fucking radiation, you're going to kill yourself because you're going to flood the thyroid. You're going to fucking trick it like a fucking placebo, just like going on. Say you went on antibiotics every day for 3 fucking years, and when you need it, ain't going to work. Now, granted, we all need it, but you know, get your iodine from food. The best way, supplements. Forget supplements. Food. The food chain, it's not, everybody says, all kind of bullshit. Our store has the Bauhaus carrot juices. By the way, Bauhaus started out as carrot juice farmers. I've been in their farm. Hood River up there. I've been inside their fucking farm in fucking outside of Eugene, Oregon. To do great fucking work and heavy modern. Now, real organic. Now, be careful. That's cheap. $1.99 for a whole fucking juice. You know, just open the lid and drink it. You know, and let's talk about beef. How you're going to have to probably try to quit eating beef. I mean, it's hard. I still eat a little bit, but not very much, because out there at the Energy Solutions dump site, and you know, I got video of cows drinking directly out of the burn, or directly the water coming right off the burn, right out of the plant, illegally. The cow's drinking it. You know how hot that fucking water is, and I'm not talking steam hot. I'm talking radioactive. The Bundy beef, all these fuckers, it is radioactive as fuck. Do you understand about a cow? I grew up on a cattle ranch. They'll eat anything. They eat the barks off the tree. It's like these hillbillies, they'll go get them a fucking horse. Oh, no, I'm going to get me some horse and move out here in these trees. The horse, if you got any trees on your land, the horses eat the fucking bark off the trees and kill the tree. They will eat anything. Cows will eat anything. They have to have salt. It's called a salt block. So any old fucking dump stuff like barrels, like old equipment from the Nevada tie site, why do you think they put out salt blocks? The cows will naturally, they need that in their body, so they will lick it. They'll go lick it. They'll drink it. They'll lick it. Tricking. And then it'll be labeled as organic beef. Wow. That's what's happened to the food chain. And it's outrageous. And you guys will go down there with your friggin' the fly, Wow. I've come to find out, get this, the one guy that was flying the Marine flag down there was not even a Marine. I had no ties to the Marines. Now, I wasn't a Marine. My dad sure the fuck was. He was a special forces guy that was killed, and I'm very tied, and I fucking headed the Atomic Veterans for a long time. I have very close ties with those guys inside Pendleton. And by the way, they love me, and I love them, because I fought for those guys for decades, and they know I have. Why do you think the Marines are the one that broke ranks and exposed the nuclearism? Belgium has said, fuck all nuclear. They're done. They're done. Of course, we know Germany's been done for a long time. They're fucking done. And the people are flying live suits and going crazy. They're crying their eyes out. Finland's backing out. Arriva. Now get this. Germany will tell you that Chernobyl kills so many people in Germany a year. Right across the river, France will tell you 0. France's government is pro 100% nuclear. Whatever, safer there than Japan and the United States? Of course. Don't have many earthquakes in fucking France. But you have human air at Chernobyl. Human air, San Onofre. And by the way, San Onofre wasn't even human air. San Onofre was malice. Now, we pushed for the executives of PG&E, which we caught. They were switching out the fucking reactor. It was being leaked to me. They're cheating, trying to save hundreds of millions of dollars, just skimming off. There was a guy inside the San Onofre hearing when I was down there, the son of one of the Manhattan Project's most elite scientists. You know, he's an old geezer like me. He's, Jewish as it gets. He got up and he says, oh, he went on the best tirade I ever heard. By the way, they promised us they would have the footage up of the San Onofre hearing within 2 weeks. Lori says they still don't have it up. When it's up, you listen to him at the end, the whole thing up there. Of course, you can go on my website and watch my rant that I go up on the NRC inside there, which I've done that many, many times. By the way, I drank beer with them after. I sat with them a whole hour and a half the next morning with the spokesman for the NRC. I had a spokesman with those guys. I will agree with this, what he says, and what Allison says, and Gregory. I know these people. Look, the NRC was never put in place to shuffle nuclear waste around. And that's absolutely 100% true. It's true. They were never set that. I mean, this is a tough gig. Why? The American populace refuses to freaking handle the reality. What does an American baby boomer do on every single issue? Kick the can. Kick the can. They are lazy. They're pathetic. They're overgrown fucking little babies. Oh, you don't believe me? Have you looked at the debt lately? You look at the interest. Every time anybody even squeaks about raising the interest rate, it's not Wall Street that screams. They scream, but it's the American populace. Oh, the rate's 0. Everybody says, oh, that's a stimulus. No, that's a fucking death blow to the working class. Has been forever. Forces you to the markets, absolutely. Crushes your currency, and somehow you have this fallacy in your head that silver and gold is the fucking safe haven. Know this. Over the war machine, the silver, gold, pay the dragon slayer, and oil fucking abstraction, which never happened in the history of this world like it happened there, was a pure orchestrated fear trade. And the American, it is purely fear. We have nothing to fear but fear itself, and you feared. There are no terrorists. I mean, I can prove it. I can prove that there's no such thing as a fucking terrorist that wants to harm America. That's all lies. Now, 9/11, I played blackjack and went over with the 9/11 guys before. Now, let's remember, I live there. I live right up there. Our family ranch is right there on the Nevada-Utah border. I mean, I've lived my whole fucking life in Wendover, Nevada, and Nevada border towns. That's where the nightclubs is. That's where we hang. That's where freaking you meet your wife. I mean, that's the place. That's where everybody hangs in freaking. I'm out there playing blackjack, 2001. There's a group of Saudis there. Big, strong, freaking dynamic Saudis. The kind of stare a hole. Stick out beyond a sore thumb. In the history of mankind, you'll never see a group like that, ever. I'm playing with them, they're pricks. I'm talking to them, what do you guys do? And one of them got stupid with me, and I got up and I said, come on, motherfucker. I got right in his face. And these weren't your typical, so-called Arab, you see. These were big, strong, dynamic men you could see. Persians. These are strong people. The group that they were. Run a whole. And let's remember Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia was taken over by the Saudi royal family. That's why it's not Saudi Arabia. Saudi. The Saudi family took an entire huge country with the greatest oil reserve on history, with the assistance of Standard Oil, with the assistance of the American oil regime. They took over the country. How are they able to do that? Well, the United States military base, the military, Prince Bandar, Brother Bandar. Just type in Brother Bandar. George W. Bush, that's what he called him. He lived there. Anybody who's never watched Fahrenheit 9/11, Fahrenheit 9/11 is the greatest piece of documented history that every single 6th, 7th grader in the world should be forced to watch. It's all so on the money. It's been proven to be on the money. And then went over. A couple weeks later, I'm back out there again. They're still there. I get into it with them again. I remember a vibe went over me. Well, what's right up the road? The Energy Solutions dump site. I'm at the Energy Solutions dump site on Friday. You're talking one of the most toxic, dangerous places in the history, man. We paid incredible sums of money through the Patriot Act, through Price-Anderson to protect. You think that it's some kind of private company? They're heavily, heavily federally subsidized and federally funded. Heavily. I was through the whole complex on Friday. Not one single piece of security. I could have walked in anywhere. I mean, it's a massive complex. We were out there. I have witness. There's nobody there. Megan Rice, the most heavily guarded place on the most dangerous place on the earth, bar none, is White Close. That's where they make nuclear weapons, which is against the law under the freaking international treaty signed by Reagan and Gorbachev to make more nuclear weapons. It's against the law to make more under international law. Yet they're still making him there. They've been caught on film all over Germany, by the way. Because we colonialized Germany after World War II. We colonialized Japan after World War II. I mean, it kills me how people forget what happened. It is amazing to me. Megan Rice is an 85-year-old nun, the greatest human rights activist in America, probably the world. Now, I'll quote Mary Evelyn Tucker inside the trials. I was inside the trial. Timothy, the prosecutor, evangelical devil, like all you evangelicals have evolved into. Now, I know a lot of you are breaking ranks right now because the roles inside the evangelical movement are falling off a cliff because they're starting to realize that I like Audie, has she come and, the missionary that come and help me clean my house and just showed up and whatever she says, she calls them for deposit only. They know they've been had by the likes of Joel Osteen, Jesus Like, Silveridge. They know they've been had by that slob Rick Warner. They know they've been had. They're starting to wake up. Via the internet, like the Mormon Church saying, oh, we got an internet problem. Oh, no, they got a truth fucking problem. The truth. The YouTube, the great equalizer. Now, granted, the genre has been destroyed and disturbed by so many idiots that just throw up so much shit, don't know how to use this great educational tool, this great freaking art form. My YouTube videos are pieces of art. Michelangelo could have been. By the way, Michelangelo was physical. He was not royals. He was not nothing. He didn't come from any royal blood. He was the guy that we should be looking up to. By the way, if you ever go see any of his sculptures, you will cry. Painting, you go into the Sistine Chapel just for a scam, what it all is. A lot of the stuff you think is gold and gold, and you look at it, and it's just painted. Even his paintings, it was laid on he did not lay on his back. His own sketches, he shows, he stood on scaffold. They're pretty amazing, but they're not his sculptures. Da Vinci hated him. Da Vinci was a pedophile. Brilliant artist. Look at his paintings. By the way, the grandstand, the Mona. You ever seen the Mona Lisa? Little teeny. There's nothing remarkable about it. I mean, you see these photographs, you see some of these paintings, and you see them real, and you're like, that's it? What? Not Michelangelo sculptures. Not Andy soup cans. Not Pollock strips. You see them even in person. They're even grander in person, but a lot of the stuff was... Now remember the diaper painters. The Pope that found Michelangelo, Da Vinci hated him. He was physical. He was a plasterer. That's why he was a plasterer, that Hawkins guy. I mean, he had stuff all over him. Da Vinci, oh, you slob, it's horrible. I mean, Da Vinci just, he was an oligarch. I mean, he liked to make bombs, and he liked to drive to kill people and do whatever. And genius, oh, fucking A, genius. Oh, my God, genius. What did Gandhi say about brilliance without conscience? He was scared to death of him. Michelangelo hated everything about him. He was much younger. They would walk across the street by each other, and Michelangelo would run. Da Vinci would run. Michelangelo spit on Da Vinci many times, by the way. He was intense. Lived to be 88 years old. At the end of his life, he says, "Please, death, bring me." He was so afraid and so scared. The panty painters, the Pope that supported him, died. The freaking one come in there, painted over a lot of his paintings, by the way. Tried to destroy a lot of his sculptures. The letter during the heretic fucks that were having these guys out, there was a bounty on Da Vinci's head, a major bounty. They didn't know who he was. They didn't know who was writing this letter. It was him. It's been proven through many scholars that it was him. The famous fucking newsletter that no one ever proved who was writing. It was Michelangelo. What is art? Nothing more than communications. I get that. I've got that from the very first YouTube video I ever put up. I got that. The most powerful art form in the history of humanity is a YouTube video. Now, you had the MTV videos and that video genre, and lots of artists experiment. You know, I stood in San Francisco, which, I don't know if you've ever been to San Francisco Performing Arts Center. I believe it took 4 or 5 years to build. You could see it across the landscape, and I think the most important videos I ever did were in San Francisco. Got very few views. When I'm underneath the Golden Gate Bridge, by the way, I think it could be the most important video I ever did. I love that fucking video. One, the orange bridge, the orange sculpture, which is not there now, that I've got in video, that I hung my art on. I'm a fan of his work, by the way. Was there temporarily. Now, hear me out on this. In the federally protected marsh. Now, the MoMA, if you go to my Facebook page, you'll see the girl with her arm hanging over the top of the MoMA. That's gone. The MoMA is under construction. The Phyllis Wattis MoMA. Oh, where do I do all my work? In her dad's place? Oh, yeah. The old Wattis freaking School of Business. Oh, yes. She was amazing, by the way. Granddaughter of Brigham Young. Oh, yeah. By the way, she loved me when I was a boy. She knew our family, whatever, but she died. Of course, she got old. Her inheritance goes to these baby boomer rats who just spread it out among their friends and live like they're elitists and jump around all over and blow their endowments. They don't go to any real art. They don't go to anything because they don't give a fuck. They're actually scared to death of a real artist because it's going to blow up their comfortably numb club. Oh, Johnny, my friend so-and-so, other oligarch's grandson, let's give him some of the endowment. They don't fucking sponsor anybody. They're afraid of real art. They're petrified of it. Those fucking videos. Now, while I'm standing underneath the Golden Gate Bridge, you look across, you can see the Performance Arts Center. It's my favorite freaking piece of art in the United States, bar none. You look, this is the federally protected marsh. It's such an iconic thumbprint of the service-based user economy. Dog walkers. I've done lots of videos in New York City. The definition of service-based economy, dog walkers. This is the federally protected marsh. You can see the dogs chasing the blue. Now, I was involved with getting that federally protected. Nobody ever used to go down. By the way, you can go underneath the bridge. I don't know why the artists haven't done it. I've done it. Videos and photographs, all kinds of old pillars and stuff that's been there from fucking 100 years, just laying there. It's grand. Federal Protected Marsh, dogs chasing the blue herons. Sculptures from the MoMA in the Federal Protected Marsh, and it gets better. I'm asking people to hold the camera for me. They refuse to hold the camera. So I'm asking people to hold the camera, hold the camera, hold the camera. You know, finally, they're mowing and I know that it's Federal Protected Marsh, they're mowing it with big machines, all kinds of freaking, and they're girls mowing it. Finally, I go talk to one. She gets off her tractor, she's standing there, and I walk up and I say, and she's, "Oh my God, Kevin Blanch." I says, "Yeah." She says, "Oh, I love your videos." And I says, "Hey, how come you guys are mowing the Federal Protected?" And she says, "Don't tell anyone. We're not supposed to say anything to anyone. We're prisoners from the prison. I'm in prison. We don't know the federal protected grasses from the fucking native grasses. We don't know they're fucking planting fucking weed grass, and then we just mow it all. We're not supposed to tell." So there's the birds being chased by the elite dog walkers. There's the military industrialized slave prison complex doing their fucking work, lying. There's the fucking hijacked art community with the fucking... And it's the day that they reported there is fucking cesium in all tuna. Wow. What an iconic fucking video. But the skull, which will never be there again. Well, never say never. Well, we know the MoMA, I reckon that piece of the MoMA won't, because it's under construction, being redone. It'll be done next year. It is amazing to me. There is no longer, Mark Twain. By the way, I worked right off Mark Twain Boulevard for a long time on the Pacific Stock Exchange in San Francisco. Which, by the way, the only fresh juice you will find, good organic fresh juice that is real, you'll find in the financial district of San Francisco. I went out on a trek. I did 44 videos that day, and I named them Clem. People can't get that, Clem. One of them shot right under Mark Twain Boulevard. Huh. Mark Twain. You put everything up on its side and you shake it real hard, everything loose lines in San Francisco. Not anymore. All the wannabe elites have gone there on the real estate fucking bubble. The island's overwhelmed. I was at Livermore 3 years ago today. By the way, Steve Jobs knew about Santa Susana. Steve Jobs knew that he was playing with all those electronic components in fucking Hewlett Packard's fucking garage as a boy. He fucking knew. I knew Steve Jobs. And the only reason I knew him, because I was on Wall Street and I was in San Francisco and I was a semiconductor analyst for a while. By the way, I used to make so much money in those fucking days. Remember a company called Connexton? Remember all those companies? They're all gone now. Remember the fucking inflation in those, the liars that they were? Because Bill Walmart Clinton, the greatest Republican in history. Got it. Not my words. Eisenhower's daughter's words. The insane hijacked the fucking Republican Party. The fake, phony, fucking passive-aggressive fucking so-called elites hijacked the Democratic Party. Thus, any working class gone. America has turned into nothing but a hairspray group of exploiters. Unless you're a good slave owner, you know how to exploit hungry brown people. There was never no fence. Gutted labor. This has been simply nothing more than the redistribution of wealth to the 1%, the biggest in human history. The feudals, they're back. Not going to happen. I like everybody still waiting for the main event. Main event happened. It was called 3/11/11, but the main event happened a long time ago. Gutted the craftsmen. Gutted it. 270 million dwellings. 26 empty beds for every homeless person a fucking night in this country. It's grotesque. And I got news for you. Oh, no. Do the math. Do the math. How many baby boomers? 85 million of them. Average age? 65, 66 years old, haven't taken care of themselves, and they think they're going to be comfortable. It's like our hospital, LDS. It's not grandiose. You're not staying in the nice fucking rooms. It's not grandiose. Best doctors in the world? Oh, yeah. Mormon church on it? Hell no. They didn't take their fucking name off it. It was under construction when I was in there. But, I mean, like you can sleep anyway. But Huntsman, Scripps, they build these grandiose fucking hospitals. Look at their survival rate on these diseases. They don't even make top 100. It's all to extract make you comfortably dumb and numb as you die. I love it at LDS. First day I go in there, I'm so sick, almost fucking dead. I heard two fucking shirts talking, walking through the halls up there, and I heard them say, yeah, you know our line here. And they weren't saying this to me, to another person. You want to die? Go to Huntsman. Stay in the hotel and the nice food and die. Stay in the really, gourmet food, hotel, and die. Go to Huntsman. If you want to live, you come here. I'm thinking to myself, I want to live. I think back now on this 3-year fucking fight. I feel good now. I feel physically fucking really good. It's been a hard, horrible battle. I feel good. And I look back at some of the videos. I'm still intense. I've always been intense, but my God, I look back. I cannot believe how focused and intense I was. Well, still am on staying alive. I did some of those videos with the central line hanging out of me. You type in, wow, how intense are those videos? Video killed the media star. Somebody is out there, oh my God, are they intense? Oh my God, was I intense? Oh my God, I mean, in a right way. In the good fight. I can't believe how hard I fought to live. I can't believe, less than 1%. Everybody's dropping dead around me in the group, and I mean, it was horrible. Central line hanging out of me. The things I did with the central line, I look around and I'm like, oh, God, no wonder your doctor said you're fucking crazy. Taking down into memory girl with a central line hanging out of me over and over and over with my fucking tree. You know, I can't believe how weak I was. I'm still doing YouTube videos. Still fighting the nuclear cartel. What a compelling fucking story. What an amazing, amazing story in real time. I don't have to write a book about it, but the book's there. I mean, I will. Oh my God. What a fucking story. I mean, my father nuked to death in the Nevada test site, drafted fucking Marine, his older brother fucking on Omaha Beach on D-Day. You know, right here in Utah, this incredible fucking Mormon expansion. That's another thing people confuse with Mormonism. They confuse Mormonism with the westward expansion. McKay Brody, Bernard Devoto, you know. By the way, I knew them both. Amazing, amazing, amazing. This story, you cannot make it up. Of course, despite that I was ever born to set this right. I was talking about Hamlet before I ever seen Hamlet when I was a little fucking boy. My grandma used to say, what is in your mind? Wow. That's Grandma. I feel like we're in Europe. It looks like Europe here, which now I know, boy, did I have it nailed. Where I grew up out on the Western Plain, it was all first, second generation Europeans who really looked after each other. Farmers, tomato farmers. Amazing, amazing cattle ranchers, the real ones. Wow. I mean, I set myself free on one of the most beautiful landscapes on literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, millions of acres of land. Back in those days, you know, you just got in a vehicle and went. 12, 13 of them for days. You know, no one gave a fuck. Keg parties fucking out there on the fucking back of the fucking lakes right when you're 16, 17. No one gave a fuck. I don't remember any violence. I don't remember any fucking horrible death. I don't remember any fucking DUIs. I don't remember anybody getting killed by fucking... I don't remember any of that shit. Because it didn't happen. It's like these terrorists. They're no fucking terrorists. There are no fucking terrorists. There's no such thing. We know who the terror is. This is nothing more the pay the dragon slayer. I can dive into how it's all rooted right here. All of it. It's amazing to me. This story is amazing to me. It's, you know... Be the radioactivity in my father and me being so mutated from birth and my little twin sister and, you know, us being such mutated and, you know, we got so much attention when we were young, you know, probably because she was so cute. You know, what a beautiful freaking girl. Well, it's amazing that we were mutated like this and the light shined inside of me. I guess subconsciously it was building in gold, casting and conquering. My Danish roots, I mean, it ends up being 2 Danish doctors who saved my life, and my Danish nurse in there. I mean, you can't make this shit up. My dream that I had before, I mean, the odds are fucking, they're trillions to fucking 1. It's an amazing journey. It's an amazing story. And my friends that passed, somebody that passed every day. And I think back to the YouTube site, and I go back now, and it really makes me cry. And there's those comments. There are a lot of people fighting for their lives around the fucking world with AML leukemia. That passed, that followed my fucking path, watched my videos. A lot of them passed, but a lot of them lived. I get calls all the time, Kevin. Without you, I would have died. You saved my fucking life. Had a woman from Georgia call me not very long ago. Kevin, I'm going to send you $1,000. What? I got to tell you something. She says, you probably don't even remember this email. I emailed you. I'm 16 years old. I got the same disease as you. I know how big of a quantum leap. And the doctors talk to you about going through the RCM squared and the bone marrow transplant, which I didn't have the bone marrow transplant, but which I'm the first one. And they've already patterned a treatment after me that another guy has already survived, a 54-year-old in Provo. He's survived because of my treatment, or said playbook. Because the diseases are new, they're more dynamic, they're more aggressive, they're different. And Utah is the fucking American ground zero, Carol Gallagher. So she says, Kevin, we talk back and forth in email. You got to realize, my mind's fucking powerful. I mean, I can go on multiple fronts at the same time. Thus, the autistic brain, the communication style, the art. Thousands of emails a day from everybody. I have emails from the most powerful people in the world. I mean, I mean, it's an amazing story, what I have, who I have, and how it came to be. She's Kevin. We talked back and forth. And I said, it's a big step to go through this RCM squared, the heavy chemo in your jugular with the Hickman line. It's a Hail Mary from fucking hell. But without it, you're dead. These are acute AML leukemias that I went from 170 to 130 in 3 weeks. They mow you down fast and kill you fast. They're hell fucking Marys. But I'm like, I talked to her about fourth, and she says, you told me. She called me on the phone. You told me, gut it up and just fucking do it. Are you mentally tough? Yeah, she says, I'm very mentally tough. Physically strong? Yeah, I'm pretty physically strong. Then fucking do it. You will survive it. Just fucking do it. She says, I would have never done it without your advice. I did it. I watched you do it. I'm clean. I'm alive. I'm healthy. I have my grandson with me every day. She says, I owe you my life. Which I owe. I go see Vincent every chance I get. I see him, the nurses, in the hospital. And a lot of people pull back. I say, I don't care. They know. I see him. I start crying. I'll kiss him I kiss Fimbo on the cheek. He's a big, tall day. Nobody does that. They saved my life. They saved my life when it should have been taken. And I will never forget my friends that died. I will never forget them. We went into Dana's room. Her brother went in her room. That's how powerful that. She was beautiful. I mean, you want to talk one incredibly, physically, mentally beautiful person. Carla. Oh my God, that girl was beautiful. We go to the light the night, and they make a big deal out of Carla, and they should, rightfully so. And her mom and her brother and her beautiful little children. You want to talk emotional? I've experienced emotions in the last 3 years that I think human beings can't experience. I'm Balco. Inside that place. I took Megan and Melissa in there, my massage therapist. These two young girls from here. By the way, if you get massages, the touch on your body is very important as you're going through this. Who's touching you and how they're touching you. That's why erotica. You need to turn on the cells. These beautiful young girls are touching me, lots of them, in a fingertip loving way because they want me to live. You could tell they love me, and they fucking believe, and they still do, by the way. I hear from them all the time. They really love me. And you could feel it when they were touching my body, that they love me and wanted me to live. I was going inside of a coma 3 years ago. I had an allergic reaction on 103 different medications, and I can tell you Michael Jackson knew his shit on propofol. Whoa. And by the way, you can see how they killed his ass. Propofol, you have to be monitored by not one person, at least two people at all times, 24/7, every second that you're on it, because you stop breathing on it. So when they would knock me out, so much pain, and when they were scoping me doing some of these procedures, that's what they would use. They would use 3 people to monitor me. But I was having an allergic reaction. I was going, these nurses are so amazing. I mean, almost dying in the night, up on my freaking bed, tickling my back all night, whispering in my ear, tickling my hand. Come on, Kev, hang in there, baby. Come on, Kev, hang in. You can do it. Don't go on me. Don't go on me. Make it through the night. Make it through the night. You're going to do it. That went on and on and on and on. And it was not fake. You could tell. They were emotional as I was. I don't know how they worked there. Yet they had the lowest turnover, which they hire from our school of nursing. We were state the greatest nursing school in the world. Somebody told me, oh, no, they're not. Oh, bullshit. I think they have less than 100 graduates a year. The greatest nursing school on the face of the earth is Weber State Nursing School. Slick's right behind them. I'm here to fucking living proof that they are. And these nurses do not do it out of the paycheck. I can fear to tell you in there what they go through emotionally. You got to realize how intimate they are with their patients. I mean, 24/7 for months at a fucking time. It is amazing. They do it for love. They are human rights activists, the greatest in the fucking world. Are fucking these oncologists, bone marrow transplant unit nurses. They are the great. They are the ones, and our hospital understands that. We have what we call rounds, where all the nurses meet, and we have the best doctors in the world. But the nurses have just as much say as the doctors do, because they're the one intimate with the patient. They even let the maids in on conversation because you're quarantined. It's incredible. They get it. It's Danish philosophy medicine. They get it. No one outranks anyone, and they argue. Now, they know who runs the show, Fimbo. When they wanted to go back into me, and I'm at Red 10, going to die, Celeste says I'm the only Red 10 she's seen in her fucking entire many, many year career come out of there. So I figured you'd be dead within the week. That's how she talks too, by the way. She's an ex-model from New York who got older, and I mean, there's no bullshit with it. You know, there's these certain older women. You don't pull no bullshit on them. None. Oh, she's one. Yeah, Kev. You're just lucky because Finbo loved you. You know, and I loved you. Without us, you know, she gets it. Just, I thought you'd be dead in 3 days. I really did. You know, just calm as cool, she'll tell you that. You really are a walking miracle. I hope you understand that. She even says, I'm going to write a book about you one day. I said, you need to write a book about this place. By the way, that's right where the Mormons came, this place. And he never said, this is the place. I can get into that. It's the good fight. And you as activists, you in Finland, oh my God, I love you. I watched those videos the day he did it, and he's been battling that on his own. Arriva fucking them, and they're done. G fucking them, they're done. Westinghouse, now we will be the last to fall because of Price Sanders and the taxpayer and the boogeyman, and I'm not Operation Foxconn and America fascism. But the rest of the world is back. And it's like China. China's backing out. These old reports come out, they're going to build, oh no. By the way, Canadian Solar is a Chinese company. To backdoor tariffs. What's a tariff? American toxic. America will go just down Russia went. By the way, Russia is a toxic fucking dump zone in most of it. Not just in Ukraine. Look up the fucking infamous plutonium plants. Look up the Cold War fixes. They went all in on the war machine. All in. All their money went to the war machine and nuclear. All of it. Sound familiar? What we're doing here in the United States? The Queen sits back. England didn't win the fucking World War. England didn't do shit. Russia won World War II in the United States. They sit back and they get all the spoils now because they have this military machine in the United States. The United States, the Queen's military machine, pay the driver, is the United States. And the United States, they laugh. Fuck, we got the biggest military in the history of the world, the Queen has, and she doesn't even have to pay for it. The American taxpayer are glad they have Operation Foxconn. Fox News, pay the Dragon Slayer. I just no such thing as fucking nice. No, I love how they made up Al-Qaeda. Just out of how do you like when they jumped quantum leap? Bin Laden did 9/11, and just all of a sudden, oh, everybody, I guess Fox News said he did. He never did 9/11. It had nothing to do with it. Muhammad Ali and some guys cooked it up in a fucking dorm room at the University of Hamburg, and you think it was a new idealist fucking philosophy? Please, please look it up. 1969, 1970, 30, 40 hijacks a year. You know, people in the Middle East hijacking planes, threatening to fly them into nuclear reactors. Oh, look it up, look it up, look it up. Cover of Time magazine, cover of all magazines. You know, common as a fucking. This was no. You think this was a creative, dynamic fucking thing? Tom Clancy's book. He wasn't even original. He stole the idea because it was a reality. Life is stranger than fiction. I mean, it is amazing how you guys are so ignorant on fucking the historical nature. Google it. Google it. Hijackings in 1968, 67, 69, 1970, 1971, D.B. Cooper from Utah. You know, look it up. Look it up. Oh, remember fucking the 72 Olympics? Oh, what happened there? Oh. Not new ideas. These guys fucking put it together and fucking... Why? Because they're Saudis. Do you think they like being repressed? Think about it. Do you like being repressed here in fucking fascism America? Who's repressing you? Fox News. The elites, they use that as their fucking monster. By the way, when I protest in New York City, and I protest a lot, and we intense, Tom Blewett and I, fucking act on, I mean, we do some amazing activism in New York City, half for decades. Shit I get away with now, I would have never got away with fucking before Occupy. Oh, I get away with it now. The cops love me there. By the way, a lot of cops know me there. Now, the goon squad you see down on Wall Street, that's their goons they recruit from all over the world. That's Helga and fucking, that's the SS. You know, the same ones they got in Ferguson. They have a group that they recruit under the military-industrialized complex, Homeland Security. By the way, when we took over fucking D.C., who gets away with what we got away in D.C.? They're afraid of us? Oh, fucking A. But most cops are on our side. They love us. Our group, no. Blanch, the post-ignorance group, you know, so that's a whole different bunch of factions who come together. People don't understand that million mass match, what it is. It's Homeland Security is the ones that fucking tasered us. We'll talk more about this on Thursday. Anybody wants to go to the hospital with me, give me a call. So, what a fucking journey we are in. What a fight we're in. Thank you in Finland. Thank you in Belgium. Thank you in Germany. Thank you in Switzerland. Thank you in Japan. Throwing the nuclear cartel out. Thank you in Italy.
All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. They'll be calling you a radical. Boomgate, 311, whatever you want to call it.